It is it's a brisk one out there. I hope y'all are keeping warm. And I hope this story entertains you guys as much as it has me. But what the hell? Y'all gonna have to bear with me just a second. My article is not cooperating. Okay. There we go. So the French farmers there are basically protests going on in France that are being referred to as shitting in. Whew. Yes. So French farmers across the country have escalated their protests using tractors to block major highways. And this is where the shitting in comes from. Dumping manure at government buildings as a symbol of outrage over agricultural policies they call ruinous. The demonstrations were triggered by a government-mandated strategy to cull entire herds of cattle at the first sign of so-called lumpy skin disease. And Aaron Olson asks, is it happening again? Well, this article, you asked that question, and so it's going on. It's still going on. This is a little bit older, but this is the first time I've really seen about it. This was really going on back in August, but they were basically blocking. I didn't see any of this before, and so it's kind of a slow news time right now. I had to find something entertaining or basically talk about Trump shitting on Rob Reiner, which generally well deserved but ill advised. So no, Aaron, it's not a total. It's not. I wouldn't go so far as to say this is another total French Revolution. But you guys should definitely go watch the deep dive that we did on Rumble exclusively, where we went into detail on the French Revolution. So there's a video here. Let me see if I can play this for you guys. This one's. There's no audio. There it is. Do. Of course it do. Okay, so I guess we're not This may be the correct way to deal with generally all of our problems. Oh, we've got a bunch of people. You know what? I've got a tractor. Y'all want to meet me in Minnesota? I saw a post. I saw a post from good old Governor Tim Walz. 70% of Minnesotans support banning assault rifles, and I couldn't help myself. I replied, "Really? 70% of illegal Somali immigrants support disarming American citizens. Why wouldn't the pirates want us to have guns, Tim?" Oh, furious French farmers took matters into their own hands to remove an illegal gypsy camp from their fertile land. Okay, this article is unrelated. I'm sorry, that's the wrong article. Oh, although I maintain, seems like a reasonable solution. I don't know. Here, I don't know why it's doing this. It won't let me get rid of this bottom tab here, which is obnoxious. But we'll just let that roll so we can look at the article. Oh, there it goes. Blew it away. Okay, farmers reportedly also sprayed manure on government offices in protest over the government's policy of systematically culling cattle herds when the nodular dermatitis, known as lumpy skin disease, is detected. This demonstrations follow reports that last Friday. Okay, and that's again. This is an older article. Let me take a peek. See here. There was. Oh no. This is the current one. Yes. This article's from yesterday. Sergeant Major says, now I really want a trailer to carry my tractor. You know what? Me too, but that's just going to have to wait till probably next summer because I don't have. It's right now. It's a want, not a need. Right? I've told my kids, y'all get to do whatever you want to do. Veterans benefits, I can put them through college if they want to go, but you got to have a plan. And you got to have a backup plan. And right now, your backup plan is Daddy will buy you a $2,000 trailer, put a tractor, a lawnmower, a leaf blower, a weed eater on it, and you will be a landscape architect until you figure your shit out. And that means that it's not just about having the kit. You got to get your kids out in the yard and make them work. Right? You got to hand them tools and say, dig a hole, blow these leaves, trim that hedge, get your ass up on the tractor and move the piles. We're a little off topic, but it just warmed my heart. A couple weeks ago, we were dealing with we've got about 3 acres here that are cleared, that are kind of the yard, as it were. And of course, leaves all over the place, and we needed to put mulch down on the vegetable the vegetable patch. So I had the 15-year-old, the 10-year-old, and the 6-year-old all out there with varying sizes of leaf blowers. Right, put the backpack leaf blower on the eldest, and then the other two got the smaller handheld battery pack leaf blowers, and they were blowing all the leaves up into a big pile while the 13-year-old was up on the bulldozer. Basically, it's that orange Kubota tractor from the 811 video. So she's up on that, just scooping up the leaves and going and putting them on the vegetable patch. Good times, right? So French farmers have been blocking several highways around the country in protest against cattle culling. Farmers reportedly also sprayed manure on government offices in protest over the government's policy of systematically culling cattle herds. You know what? I would be 100% in support of people just driving up to any government building generally and throwing cow shit out of the back of pickup trucks. Big handfuls of it, right? It washes away easy. You made your point. Nobody had to get hurt. I'm pretty comfortable with that, right? Given the current temperature of political discourse in this country, I think if we would start literally slinging shit at each other, we might be in better shape than, I don't know, active assassination plots, right? The demonstration follows reports last Friday. Veterinarians slaughtered more than 200 cattle in a French village near the Spanish border after a single case of the disease was identified. French farmers are also voicing frustration over the trade agreement between the EU and the South American bloc comprising Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, according to international media. And they're talking about culling off large swaths of livestock over a single disease. Yes, infected livestock can become a serious problem. But if y'all go in the Wayback Machine to the beginning of the year, nice call, Aaron Olson. That's hilarious. But if y'all go back to the beginning of the year, you'll remember egg prices went through the roof. Right? We buy eggs. When we buy eggs, we buy them in the 5 dozen egg crate, right? And those hit like $24 at one point earlier this year. Now they're down to like I think we bought one the other day. I think it was $7.50, $8, right? But egg prices went through the roof, and of course there were all the liberals losing their shit. Oh, look at this! Donald Trump said he'd get the grocery prices down, and now egg prices are. Oh yeah, except prices don't change overnight when the new president gets sworn in. It takes time for certain activities to have consequences which manifest. And as it turns out, the whole reason the egg prices went through the roof is because Joe Biden's administration called off like a third of the US chicken population over concerns about bird flu. Now, an avian disease, yeah, okay, sure, it could be a problem. Culling a third of the. Let me double check this. How many chickens? How many chickens did the Biden admin cull in 2024? Double check my numbers on that. What percent of the $100 million egg-laying chickens were culled over the course of the bird flu outbreak in 2024. 20 million of those in the last 3 months. How much of the U.S. population was that? Much of the poultry loss was due to highly pathogenic avian influenza, not a politically driven slaughter order. Total U.S. chicken population any given year between 9 and 10 billion. Okay. But only. Yeah, okay, I was right, a third. So the total population of chickens is between 9 and 10 billions, the vast majority of which are broilers with a 6 to 7 week lifespan. Egg-laying chickens, egg-laying hens are only about 300 million, between 310 and 325. So basically, there is one egg-laying hen for every American citizen. And Biden killed a third of them. So, Pitt Danny says, good news, chickens from egg to roaster, 45 days. Bad news, cattle from calf to bull, 1.5 years. Yes. When you cull a shitload of beefs, when you cull a whole herd of beeves, it takes a long time to replace those. Like that's one of the major concerns we have right now with general population. We're below replacement rates of reproduction in this country, and we talk about, oh well, the liberal solution is just to import the labor, and now you're going to have all these third worlders replacing heritage Americans or white Americans or whatever. Yeah, well, as much as I despise that, the fact is that we can't breed our way into solving that problem easily, because it takes 16 to 20 years to produce a viable, useful human adult worker. Now, in fairness, I'm totally comfortable with child labor in the correct context. Yes, the 6-year-old can go and gather the eggs from the coop. I've seen her do it. Yes, the 10-year-old can ride the lawnmower and cut the grass. Yes, the 13-year-old can drive the tractor and do some work. AI will not solve the labor shortage. AI will solve the administrative problem. but that's a whole nother conversation. I don't think we're going to see robots doing the substantial manual labor soon enough to overcome the shortage of low skilled labor. And that's a little tricky. So God, I hate to admit it, guys, but I didn't have much more prepared than to just kind of crack some jokes about frogs shitting on politicians, which admittedly is hilarious. There are other news reports related to it that they're literally blocking politicians into their homes by putting like manure soaked bales of hay up against their doors. And let me see. Oh dear. Oh dear. Do not search for shitting in relate. That's so aggravating. That's so obnoxious. I'm just going to close the whole browser because that just I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. They're referring to it as shitting in because they're throwing cow shit on politicians and I just searched for I just typed those exact words to search for an article and it was a mistake. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sergeant Major correctly identifies that no shit is a beautiful battle cry. Don't do it. Don't do it. I wasn't ready. Okay, that has just completely broken my train of thought, and I've got a chiropractor appointment to get to anyway. Sorry, guys, you only get 20 minutes this morning. I'm going to have to wrap it up and get on down the road. Thanks for watching this morning. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow with something more appropriate, I hope. Yep, completely wrecked my whole fucking day. Okay, here we go.